And then when was the point where it kind of got messy?
So it was messy from day one. I mean, we knew that there was controversy about caffeine and alcohol.
Right.
The reality is that everything we did was federally and state approved. You can't just put something out there, right?
Of course not.
But we knew there was controversy about it. Attorney generals were asking people to reformulate. Like, politicians, in my eyes, are often looking for like a podium, and this was like one.
Right.
Not us particularly, but this kind of category.
Which to me, though, still doesn't really make sense.
It doesn't.
Because Red Bull like basically became Red Bull because you mix it with vodka.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a little bizarre.
And if you don't like this, then just don't approve it. Don't federally approve
exactly.
it. But literally up until 2 weeks before the FDA made a ruling that it was illegal and unsafe, they approved a formula. So we knew all along, so we had our formulas ready without stimulants in them. And we went through every process that you're supposed to. We did what's called a GRAS study, generally recognized as safe. And if it's a new ingredient or something, you have to do a study. We did it. Data came back that it was safe. FDA still ruled against us. And so in 2010 was the year that the momentum really built. And then there was this media storm in Washington State. This news story popped up where there were college kids and they got hospitalized from drinking. And they said it's this new party drug called Four Loko. And my partner got a hold of the police report and there were like 13 mentions of drugs, like 10 mentions of spirits, like 5 mentions of beer. There's 1 mention of Four Loko.
Right.
But that's what they latched on to.
Popular name that.
Exactly. Yeah. And then it spread across the country, like every night hitting the news in different cities, literally West Coast to East Coast, culminating in like Chuck Schumer holding up a can and he's like, this gets you higher than ecstasy, which I was like, thanks Chucks for telling us, you know what that feels like.
Right, exactly.
And then they spoofed us on Saturday Night Live and other things, and it was wild.
What was the exit out of that? Like, where did it get to a point where you were like, all right, I'm done with this?
So we took the stimulants out. We had to navigate, like, how are we going to work with all of our distributors? Every state was regulated differently. Like, it was a lot of work. That probably took us 9 months to figure out, but we had the product back on the shelf within 2 weeks in some states in the legal formula. And then we were in this mindset where we had one product that was almost taken away from us. Like, we had built a company on it, a government policy whim. We're like, we need to diversify. And so we started like building different brands. Some worked, some didn't. And then we got in this like kind of nice steady state. My partners and I there was a lot of tension there. We weren't seeing the world the same. But for me, I was like, there's 2 things we built. There was a brand and there was a distribution platform. We didn't own it, but we had access to national distribution. I like innovation. And so I found this brewer in Chicago who was making this really unique alcoholic root beer. So I said, hey, look, come leverage our scale. We'll create this beer. We'll pay you a royalty. We'll create this brand called Not Your Father's Root Beer, which we did. We launched it within, I think it was 8 months. We made it the fastest growing craft beer in the country, #1 in a couple markets. And then we sold it to Pabst. And the moment we sold it to Pabst, I knew that my partners and I were not going to see the world the same. Tension had been building. So we got into a contentious situation where ultimately I woke up one day fired from the company I had started. And to this day, I still own part of the company just like them, but I don't actively manage any of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's still going.
Still going.
Oh, wow.
It's actually bigger than ever.
Really?
They've done a really good job like keeping it very relevant in the target market audience and expanding internationally. And it was interesting after Four Loko, like it was a real interesting journey for me, and I wrote the book about it. Basically like this identity thing of like, I was the Four Loko guy in my mind and many others, right?
Yeah.
And now I wasn't.
Was that tough?
Yeah, it was tough at first. I mean, speaking to the level of tension between, keep in mind, these guys were like my good friends, right? I was the best man in one's wedding. They were all at my wedding. But the tension was so high and it was such like a non-productive situation that the first thing that happened when I got that email about being fired was I was relieved. Like it was finally over.
Really?
Right? Yeah. And then of course I got angry, all that kind of stuff. But it was tough. But what happened is I had blinders on for so many years, it was almost 10 years, that I hadn't talked to anybody else in the industry. I didn't really know anything about CPG. I only knew what we did. And that probably benefited us at the time because like we were talking about earlier, like we didn't know what other people did. We didn't care.
Right.
We did what we did.
You were doing what you thought was best.
And what we saw worked, right? But it was nice to like start to chat with people in the industry and like understand a broader scope of it.
Here's the truth. Most people are walking around chronically dehydrated, and the water they're drinking to fix it is actually working against them. It's stripped of minerals, or it's loaded with contaminants and microplastics, and it's all coming from these plastic bottles. So you're drinking more, but you're getting less. So my team and I, we fixed that. We created No Days Off Premium Water. We take it through an 8-step reverse osmosis process. It comes out contaminant-free, PFAS-free, microplastic-free. Then we put back what your body actually needs. calcium, magnesium, and potassium. The electrolytes you sweat out and the minerals that run over 300 reactions in your body. We balance it to an 8.1 alkaline pH for hydration that works at the cellular level. And we can it in aluminum, never plastic. So nothing leaches out into your water and nothing sits in the landfill. That's the hack. Hydration done the right way. Not more water, better water. But I'll be straight with you. Water is only half of it. The other half is showing up and doing the work. No days off. That's the whole reason this brand exists. So here's what I want to do for you. If you're local to, or even just visiting, Nashville or Miami, I want to give you a free workout at Legacy. On us. No catch. You come in, you train with our team, you feel what No Days Off is all about. So if you're serious about your health and you're anywhere near Nashville or South Florida, come see us. Book a free session at legacyfit.com. Walk into Legacy and tell us the big dog sent you. We'll take care of the rest.